Greetings everyone, this is Paola of PaolaPonceNails.com, your source for soft gel nail education, and today we are going to be creating a rainbow strip pattern on the nails. Now this design kind of took off a couple months ago, but I think it's still quite fun and interesting, especially for the summer and spring season. We are going to need some pigment powders, very quality pigment powders, and I'll link you in the description box where to get them. You want to apply a base color. This color is very popular in the salon. Clients, if they see it on your palette swatch, oh my gosh, I'm warning you, you will have a hard time keeping it stuck. So it's really pretty. It's very pigmented, has a lot of white in it, and you can see the full coverage with just one coat. So again, this is 601 by Leafgel. We're going to apply one coat. We're also going to use color 002, which is Leafgel's white. And we're going to use a liner brush. I'm going to be using this liner S to create a detailed fine line here so that I can then fill it in with the rest of the white. Make sure that your white is thin, okay? Not like streaky thin, but that there is no gel pooling on the edge or it will not cure. So it has to be nice and even like so. Next, you want to grab an eyeshadow brush, any one of them. You're going to want your pigment powders. Remember that pink and yellow create orange and blue and yellow will create green. That's why you only need 3. We're going to start off with the pink color, and I do recommend you work very slowly, gentle tapping. Apply it on the first part of your nail, then grab your yellow, apply it again, grab some blue, and then start blending it into your yellow to get that green. Alright, so literally like eyeshadow, you want to blend those colors in. At the end, you want to like feather the rest off of the nail. And see where you are in your design. See if you got that orange that you wanted blended in the center as well as your green. Now for me, it seems like I kind of didn't really get a green mix. That's probably because I didn't wet my yellow into my blue enough. So I'm going to try this again. And the way you can do this is you can actually just grab your brush and apply a little bit more base coat in those areas. Or you can start all over. Now, if you start all over, you're going to lose the tacky of your color. Keep in mind that these are Japanese gels, by the way, and so if you cure them all the way through, like 30 seconds, you are going to lose that tacky layer, as they do boast of curing tack free. I would advise you that you take a French cleaning brush and clean the edge of that gel there so that you don't get powder where you don't want it. Now I do want to mention this tip. If you undercure your base coat, say you do like 5 to 10 seconds, that gel base will be flash cured, right? Not cured all the way through. And when you put your pigment powder, it's actually going to be a little bit more wet. So your colors are going to be more vibrant. That's okay for any other design, but I would say that for this rainbow blending, you actually want that gel and those colors to be just a tiny bit mellow. So what I would recommend you do is go ahead and cure your color for up to 20 seconds, no more. I really kind of want you at that 15-second mark if you're using like an LED curing unit or a dual wave curing unit. Now this is going to give you a very well airbrush. I think my biggest tip I can give you for this design, because you'll notice as soon as you dive in, if you do have these pigment powders or you buy them and you start working with them, you can easily like oversaturate and mess things up, okay? That's the learning process, so give yourself a little room to trial and error and to grow and learn. So what I recommend, my biggest tips for you to get that beautiful airbrush rainbow design, curing is very important. Under curing and over curing can give you bad little blending there. The second biggest tip I can give you is to work the pigment into your brush, okay? When you work the pigment into your brush, again, I don't wear makeup, I don't wear eyeshadow, I can't stand anything on my eyes. So I kind of know that you have to be very feathered in your application if you want to get that nice airbrush. So I'm going to encourage you to do the same with this design. Grab the pigment, work it into your eyeshadow brush to saturate one end intensely, and then feather it down Then grab your other color. By the way, when you get this brush to clean it, you do not have to soak this baby in alcohol or acetone. You literally just brush it on a napkin and the pigment is going to come off. Okay, so keep that in mind because you really do not need to clean this brush. It cleans itself and you can go from one color to another just as long as you brush it in between, like on a dry surface. Okay, so then saturate the next color and then allow yourself to feather that end, and then do leave little gaps in between each color so that then you can saturate those gaps a little bit more to get that in between color. So again, remember, pink and yellow is going to give you orange, and blue and yellow is going to give you green. All right, so this is what I've come up with. Again, just using those tips of not under curing or over curing, and also blending, right? Working the pigment into your brush before you put it on the nail. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope these tips and tricks on this rainbow feather technique helped you a lot. And go out and practice. I'll link you in the description box to some high quality pigment brands you can get. And I'll see you next week in next week's video.